Solvista is, they find a way to bring things into like this magical world where there's peace and paint this wonderful picture with unicorns and rainbows. They tell us that their system saves people, and yay. It's that exact same system that takes away humanity, gives government the ability to lock people into cages and tell them who they are and who they should be, and forces suffering and pain. And they hide it all behind the euphemism they call consent. It is tremendous. And that's why I'm more than proud to propose, Roshan, I'm taking it down. So, firstly, this debate came down into state protection versus the idea of choice. So under state protection, we need to look at three questions. Firstly, what contextual problems exist within society that demand for a solution? Secondly, whether or not that solution is legitimate in reducing the harms posed. And thirdly, whether or not it's going to be effective, whether or not there's going to be buy-in or backlash. So both sides tried proving this, and we had them trying to say that, firstly, they think that super soldiers ensure equality, that they create some sort of equality within war, and we like that, and we win this debate because they create some sort of equality within war. So there's a few levels of it. Firstly, we need to concede that war can never be stopped. It has been so embedded in our lives, it's become a constant. Secondly, that war is unfair. We conceded to this from the beginning of our speeches. Told you that America just has more nukes as compared to Russia. But what's problematic is tipping that unfairness. Because we think that the only countries that are going to be able to buy Syrians, the only countries that are going to be able to get the Syrians are Russia and America. We don't think that you're creating equality when America and Russia are the only countries that can protect their sovereignty. One soldier against 100 men. We think that the soldier automatically wins that battle in under any circumstance. We think that when these soldiers can enslave countries within a matter of days, they can destroy cities within a matter of hours, equality is a problem here. We think that we don't like super soldiers because they just tip that edge of inequality, and that's why we're proud here, or we're here, and more than proud to propose. And they tell us that we go to war because of a just cause. We go to war because we want to end war. No, countries don't go to war because they want to end war. Human beings are selfish. Human beings want profit. We don't go to war for that specific reasons. And because we don't think people should be obligated to go to war just to solve it, okay? When we have countries like America buying super serums, what America did, went to Iraq and just claimed they were going to ensure that the people in Iraq were protected or set free, and they went for the oil companies. Because we think that we have secret agendas even within war. And when we have super soldiers, it just makes it more easier for countries to go into other countries and invade, secondly, enslave. I think that's incredibly problematic. Secondly, they told us about the justice system and how the justice system is going to be effective in ensuring that these soldiers are held accountable. The justice system is a broken system. The ICC only put like, what, 7 prisoners into jail? Because we think that they just can't get a hold of these super soldiers. Thirdly, we think that the justice system is a broken policy or broken system, trying to fix an actual and real problem. And we think that that's incredibly problematic, okay? So, secondly, we think that they told us that, so we asked the POI that, well, Bucky was brainwashed and forced to fight for the organization that he had. She told us that they couldn't foresee those problems, okay? That it was just a coincidence. Your criteria is based on intellectualizing war. That there's going to be statistics to foresee actions in war. If you couldn't foresee that Bucky was going to become evil or going to be brainwashed, then how can you implement that criteria? It just doesn't make sense, and it just doesn't work. Those two ideas are just mutually inclusive. Thirdly, we tell you that we think that the only way we can solve war is by introducing our system. So how does our system work, okay? So we told you that the only problem, and the problem why war is a problem in society, is because it's intellectualized. The problem is that we make it statistics. We turn it into paragraphs, long quotes about people dying in war. We've intellectualized war to the point where people don't care. The only way we can solve war is bringing it to a tangible level. The only way we can solve war is if people see the Holocaust, if people touch the chambers, the gas chambers. Only then can you solve war. Because when pictures of Hector Peterson were broadcasted throughout the world when he died, only then did the world care and do something about it, okay? We think that you can't propose a system and say that the UN and AU and EU are going to come together and ensure a super justice system. The UN sent 100 peacekeepers, which raped more than 500 women in Congo. The AU and EU have invaded countries, which have just been counterproductive. So you're gonna put a group of rapists and people have invaded and create a super justice system. We don't think that's how it works, okay? The only way we can do this is by ensuring it becomes to a tangible level. We told you that this tangible level, without okay? We told you that we can hold government accountable for what it does in war, because the ability for government to hide things, the ability for government to commit atrocities in war, rests on the ability to hide it. Only when we show people war, only then can we do something about it, ladies and gentlemen. But moreover, we will tell you that they didn't give us any sort of analysis on why super soldiers are obligated to go to war, or why super soldiers should go to war for that specific country. Okay? But before I move on, I'll take the ocean.
So you have two major points on your screen. The first one is a problem in terms of humanity. So how is humanity upheld with your only alternative being viewing a person being shot, bombed, or killed currently? How is that humane? Secondly, why is democracy important?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are too caring about whether or not Chris Brown or Rihanna are dating. When people are mutilated to the point where they cannot be discovered, when collateral damage means arms and ligaments and legs torn away, and people are dying, when we broadcast it, we appeal to humanity.
Yeah.
Because when we bring it to a tangible level, that's only when humanity is kept up, when people do something about it. Because only when American journalists chose to broadcast videos of Christopher Hogan being waterboarded, only then did the American public think waterboarding wasn't okay. Because only when we show people things, only then can we appeal to your innate humanity. And we think that we're more than proud to propose that idea. Secondly, thirdly, we think that we need to look at why people go to war and when they actually go to war, okay? So we'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen. So the case is solely based on an assumption that people go to war because they care. There's no feeling in your... People don't go to war because of that feeling in your heart that tells you there's another human being in trouble. Let me do something to help them, okay? No. We think that people don't go to war because of that. They go to war because of profit and agendas. And that's why we're sitting here, and that's why we're more than proud to propose. But secondly, on this idea of choice, here we told you about how they take away empathy, how they take away certain decisions that someone can make. No analysis whatsoever why that's incredibly wrong. The only thing they told us that, no, we couldn't foresee that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're telling you that when you take away empathy, when you take away conscience, when the only thing that realistically makes us human isn't our decisions, isn't our right to live, our right to choice, but it's our ability to care. When we take away conscience, and when we program people to kill, there's a problem, okay? And when militaries have the ability to exploit super soldiers, to make them kill, we're more than proud to propose this motion. So ladies and gentlemen, we've proven to you firstly that super soldiers are a illegitimate system, and we told you, ladies and gentlemen, that we just can't allow this motion to stand, okay? Because there's just no sense of accountability even within this motion. So Solvista really needs to swing, but I don't think they deserve it, okay? They came up here with jokes, they came up here with a really nice song, but they failed to identify that humanity is at stake in this motion, and they just couldn't deal with that. And for those reasons and more, I'm proud to propose.